You want to know how flooded it is out here? Look at this. That's what you call moving water right there. Look at all this debris in the water. This is crazy. Look at that fish fight, man. Oh, that's a nice fish. Yes, it is. Please. Why, hello there, folks. Welcome back to another fishing video on the old LOJO channel. And, oh wow, that's a nice little shadow on my face right there. Let's just put the camera right there. That way you guys cannot see me at all. And I've got my adventure hat on, so that blocks even more sun. So, yeah, I'm looking a little weird this morning, looking a little frumpy. Hey, you know what? When you haven't had a haircut in 2 months, and you can't really trim your beard because you suck at trimming your own beard, so you have to wait for your barber to do it, who no longer is open, you just kind of have this weird feeling about you. You don't really look your best, you don't feel your best, and therefore it just kind of makes you a little kerfumply. But yeah, we just came off of some awesome storms. Well, not awesome, but I mean like some huge storms down here in the south the last couple days. And we're talking about like tornadoes and just massive amounts of rain was the main thing. Tons of rain, flash flooding, some hail in some areas. That all happened yesterday. And it is just, it's absolutely flooded out here at one of the places that I like to fish often. Check this out. So, I mean, I know you guys don't really know what this looks like on the regular, but the water level, so you can kind of see where the water level normally is. Like where those plants are across right there, that's where the water level typically is. Okay, but look, it's way up here now. So that looks to me like at least like a foot or maybe even 2 feet high in a small lake like this. So that's it's a big change overnight. And of course the water is just absolute chocolate milk right now. When you get this much rain, I think we got like 4 or 5 inches of rain, maybe more than that. And the water is just absolutely disgusting. So it's gonna be a challenge today, but isn't it kind of a challenge every day? Yeah, when I go fishing, it's a challenge every single day. So I'm not really too much worried about it. I mean, you know, we're gonna throw dirty water stuff today. That's just gonna have to be what the plan is, you know, and we've got plenty of stuff like that, so we should be all right. Straight up fishing video today, kids. No gimmick, no challenge. Got the SS Minnow Johnson. Obviously got the new truck up there, which you guys have not seen yet, or maybe you have. Actually, no, you probably haven't seen it yet. Yeah, let's throw the old GoPro on. Let's kind of talk about what we're gonna throw, come up with a strategy real quick, launch the boat, get to fishing. Let's catch some bigs today, boys. To be honest with you guys, I have absolutely no idea what I should be throwing right now. I mean, with a flooded pond with dirty water, I mean, moving baits, loud moving baits like you know, maybe square bill, lipless crankbait, spinner bait, chatterbait. Geez, I mean, what else is it? Maybe top water. I don't really know about top water. We're gonna have to do some looking here. Maybe a black and blue jig. Luckily we've got some options, but I'm really kind of, I don't really know what to throw right now. Okay, well, we've got enough of a plan to at least launch the boat, that's for sure. Let's take a look here. We're gonna try to not throw a Texas rig today. That would be my main goal. So we've got a little jig, black and blue, crack and crawl trailer right there. We've got a lipless crank, the clutch right there, and a Sriracha craw, I think is the name of that color. Should stand out well in some dirty water. Got a couple top waters tied on. I had a buzz bait tied on the Hummer anyways from a previous video, so I went ahead and left it on there. Not sure if I'm going to use it, but I've got the walking bait, the Hound, in that nightclub color. I think that's really going to be the top water bait that I throw, if I throw any top water. And finally, we got a little Nico rigged Slim Shake worm, because I have not thrown a Nico rig in a long time, and I just felt like throwing one. So yeah, it's a decent little plan right there. Not crazy confident, but you know, fairly confident. Launch the wheels, boys. The boat plugs are in, so that's good. I've never launched it without the boat plugs, but I've come close a couple times. Launching the boat will be super easy because there's so much dang water. Whee! Look at that, right in, like a pro. Like I've done this a few times. God, this water is so high and it's so dirty. Look at that. Normally you can see like the base of these plants, but now they're like feet underwater. It's gonna make for an interesting day for sure. Well, if we were ever gonna throw top water, it would be right off the bat. So let's give the old Hound its day in court. I haven't thrown the Hound in a long time. It's normally a walking bait's more of a fall bait for me. See, the buzz bait I think would be too aggressive right now. It's just not quite windy enough, at least on this side of the lake. This is a little bit more subtle. I can slow it down when I want to, and it floats, which is the good thing about the walking baits. So if you have an area where you really think fish are, or they should be, you can leave it there a lot longer in the money zone. There we go. Oh, I had one. Freaking yoinked him right in that heavy flooded brush right there. Oh man, I put the hammer on him, but that'll get your blood pumping right there, kids. That first bite, I thought I had him again. That first bite, that first hook set, always gets the old heart going. I think I stuck him pretty good though, so I don't think he's gonna be eaten again anytime soon. You got to figure that this flooded grass is going to be a good spot today. Could be completely wrong about that. I've only had one bite so far, so there's really no evidence to point to that. I'm just looking at it and how good all this looks, you know, the cover that you've got, the shade. I will tell you what though, what a difference a couple weeks make in the behavior of bass. I mean, a couple weeks ago they were stacked up so heavy in the shallow grass because they were in full spawn mode. I mean, every 3 or 4 flips and you had a bite. It was just wild. And now they're scattered around. Who knows where they are. But that was one now. So there you go. That's something. Well, I wasn't going to throw the buzzbait today, but why not? You know, still trying to figure these guys and gals out. Really the gals. That's who I want to figure out. Forget the guys unless they're really big guys. I'm coming up on a shallow cove here. Well, it's normally shallow, but it's actually, you know, the water's so high now that it's probably a foot or more up. A lot of grass, kind of a spawning flat. And even though I think these fish are post-spawn, it may not matter. We might still be able to pick a few off on top water. Look at all this debris in the water. This is crazy. I've never seen this back cove like this ever. You know what really ticks me off too? I had a topwater frog tied on to one of my combos, and I did not bring it because there's never really any pads or anything in this lake. But that would be perfect right now. I don't know if the buzzbait's going to come through this stuff. It's like super thick and it's on the surface. This is crazy. I guess I could throw the jig in this scenario. Yeah, the buzzbait's not going to come through that stuff very well. It comes through grass, but not like floating mats like this stuff. Look at this. This is crazy. I may have to be changing strategies here on this stuff. This is an absolute mess back here. This is crazy. Well, I tell you guys, it flooded yesterday. Now you believe me. It literally flooded. And I think we're gonna go back to the old hidden pond. You guys should remember the old hidden pond. You know what? First, I should probably fish the entrance at least just for a second. There's like water coming out of the entrance of the hidden pond. But I think we're gonna cruise on back there. Maybe. It's such a shallow little extension of this big lake. Look at this, you got dirty water flowing out of this hidden secondary pond. Look, the water's literally flowing out. I wish I had noticed this water flowing out. I would have fished it a lot better before I just ran up on it. But maybe we should go in here and really check this out. Now, we've never had any luck fishing in here, but it's also never been flooded like this. So see if we can ease our way in here without running up on an alligator, because this is an alligator path, by the way. God, the current is like trying to push me back out. That is crazy. Yeah, we're gonna have to go full blast just to get in here. So normally I have to raise the prop up out of the water and paddle my way in. Well, never caught fish back here before, but maybe today's the day. I didn't want to resort to using plastics so early on in this day. I really just want to know if there's fish back here. This will be a great way to find out. Just throwing a little finessey worm around a little bit, nice and slow. Let's first see if there's any fish back here, and then we can move on to, I don't know, trying to target them in a different way. Well, for all you new folks on the channel, welcome to the channel. This is what we do right here. We struggle, okay? This is about as real as it gets on this channel. I wish I could just come out here and smoke them every single time that I fish, but that's just not reality. And we are struggling right now. We're about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in, and we only had the one bite on a jig in some flooded grass. Well, now the good part is we got like a bad news, good news scenario here. The bad news, I already just said it. You know, we're kind of struggling post flood. The water is super dirty. It's trashy, as you can see. You know, the water temperature's probably dropped a degree or two just from all that rainwater. So that's like, to a fish, it's like a cold front, basically. We've got those factors working against us. Now, the positive, there's two positives here. One, we've only worked about half the lake, you know, so the other half of the lake could be a lot more productive, hopefully. Positive number two, as the sun continues to come up, the water is going to warm up. You know, it's going to take more than one day to get this water temperature back to stable range, but it's going to start working its way back to being a little bit warmer, a little bit more stable as the day goes on. I'm hoping, as that sun continues to rise, that the water temps continue to rise as well. And maybe that can bail us out here, but we're going to have to go out to the main lake again and really just reevaluate our lures and our baits and what we're throwing, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna figure it out though. That's a fish. Come on. First fish of the day. Oh, and he came off. Gosh darn you. Freaking brush guard. It's too thick. I still haven't trimmed it, even after I said I was going to trim it. Oh, gosh, I'm such an idiot. That's my fault right there. I knew I should have trimmed that brush guard, but I didn't. Why? Because I'm a moron. And plus, I set the hook so gosh darn hard that I freaking yoinked him out of the spot, and then I couldn't finish him. Jeez. Okay, well that's trying to look at the positive here. That's 2 bites in flooded grass, so that's definitely giving me some hope and some guidance as to what I should be doing. That was a decent little fish, probably a 2 or 3 pounder. You want to know how flooded it is out here? Look at this. These ponds, this pond and the main lake, are almost, I think they're connected right now. Look at this. There's normally a land divider right there, like a little dam. It is completely flooded. Look at that. I've never seen it like this. I think these ponds are connected right now. I think fish can swim back and forth, which would be the first time in years that I've seen it like this. I wonder if fish are like coming out or going in, maybe? You know what? Let's try something really crazy. Let's make a cast into this pond. Oh man, this is just gonna be stupid right here. If we can catch a fish out of that pond and yoink it on over here, wouldn't that be incredible? Well, maybe that was a little greedy to expect that to work, but that's what you call moving water right there. Holy moly. What if we just drop our worm right here? Maybe there's some fish just sitting right here, maybe? Seems unlikely, but not impossible. And with all this water going out, you know, it's sucking bait up in here too. Wonder how many fish have been just sucked down that pipe today, or the last 24 hours, I guess. Whoa. That be one on the Nico rig. It's about time. God, he's running right at me. That feels like a decent fish. God, he's running right at me. That is crazy. I have never seen a fish keep running at you like that. Wow. What a stud. Presumably. Look at that fish fight, man. Oh, that's a nice fish. Yes, it is. Please, please stay on there. We fought so hard for this fish today. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Look at the size of that fish on the Nico rig, on the finesse rig. Are you kidding me? It's a 6-pounder. God, get out of here, bro. Maybe more. Look at that. Look how he's barely hooked in his tongue with that little Nico rig hook, which is basically just a wacky rig hook with a Nico rig worm on it. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. That is what we're out here for, kids. Are you joking me? Let's get a weight on this girl real quick. I do have a scale. I mean, it's a 5, but maybe a 6. Absolute tanker. Pretty fat, not huge. Scale is, oh wait, hope the scale is zeroed out. Yeah, 5 pound, 8 ounce. Wow, what a stud. So not quite a 6, but a very healthy fish. Look at that girl. Head for days. Oh, yes, yes, yes. All right, girl. We've done enough to stress you out today. I know you're dealing with some unfavorable conditions, some flooding, some dirty water, but I have a feeling you're gonna be okay. There she goes. Swam off. Wowzers. I wish I'd had my camera rolling the entire thing, because I made a cast parallel to this bank over here, and when the bait hit the water, I was like, that should be a fish right there. Just kind of off that little kind of a point right there, micro grass point right there. And I was like, that should be a fish. And I'll be danged. It was not only a fish, it was a monster. Just, I mean, if today couldn't have gotten any harder, you know, I probably would have. If it had gotten a little bit harder, I probably would have quit, because it's been rough all day. There's been really no break. So a fish like that, just not only does it lift your spirits, it also shows you that, like, look, there's fish out here. There's good ones, and they are eating. They're held really tight to cover, and I just have not been able to get anything in front of their face that they liked, you know. The jig's been about the only thing, but even that, I put that down for a while because it just seemed like even that was too big and just was too much for them. So give it an old whack of the spray. The reasoning behind that is just simple. I mean, the fish can't see my lure very well, so let's give them something they can see, you know, and they can smell it too. Tell you one thing, fighting a fish like that on finesse gear, that'll test your sanity right there, because man, you've got to loosen up the old drag. You got a medium power rod, and that's a 5.5 pounder. That thing was pulling drag constantly. That one will test you right there. That fish will test you. Well, it would appear that as quickly and amazingly as that big bass bite came, it would appear to be gone, just like that. I mean, just bam. You grind all day for 3 bites. That's a tough pill to swallow, but you know, with these conditions that we're dealing with here, I mean, I'd say today was it wasn't quite like super productive, obviously, but I'd say it was still a pretty good day though. I mean, just with what we were able to accomplish with the hand that we were given, I don't think we did that bad. I think I got a fish. Oh, I do. Are you kidding me? After I was just saying the bite was over. Wow, that was a crazy one right there, boys. Whew. Look at how he ate that jig. Now, this is way smaller of a fish, obviously, but I made a cast into one of these little brush piles that are kind of sticking out right here, and I was just kind of swimming it along. I was actually circling my boat back around so that way I could land it. Look at that joker. Nice little fish. I was circling my boat around so I could get straightened up right here so I could land the boat. And I'll be danged if I didn't just get slobber donkeyed right there. Man, gee, are you going to tell me that I'm going to get bites now that I'm about to leave? Are you kidding me? Now, I never did hit this grass that hard with the jig, you know. I just didn't. I was throwing a lot of other stuff, some top water. I was throwing the Nico rig some, but I never did flip this grass really like dedicated with the jig. Maybe I was too quick to abandon this day. Let's give it, how about this? Let's give ourselves like 10, 15 more minutes. Let's circle back around, flip this side where all the flooded grass is, and maybe this day's not over yet. Well, I mean, it's definitely not over yet because we only had caught one fish. Now we've caught two, just like that. I made a cast like this, just kind of across my body, and ended up bringing it through a brush pile. And I felt the bite, but I thought it was just the brush, you know? You know how grass can fool you from time to time. Sometimes grass feels like a bite. And then when I kept pulling on it and it kept going to the side, I was like, wait a second, that is not grass. All right, this time I really am ending my day. No more shenanigans. Well, alrighty then. It's all over. Finally gave up. Decided to no longer chase these elusive greenfish because I think I have done about as well as I possibly could be doing. Oh, that's probably an ant. Yeah, so when Mother Nature starts to turn on you, that's when you know you can go ahead and pack it on up. They're still attacking me. Yep, they're all over me. All over my pants, all over my feet. They're inside my pants now, eating me alive from the inside out. Yeah, so this is great. I love Mother Nature. I hate ants. Unpopular opinion, I hate ants. Well, I was gonna give you guys a recap, but I mean, there's really no need to. And when I'm being eaten alive by ants, I'm just gonna go ahead and sign it on out right here. But yeah, it was a struggle. We kind of knew it was gonna be with all the factors that I've talked about throughout this video, so I don't need to recap that. All the factors, you know, it was gonna be a tough day. Turns out it was true. It was a grind. It was tough. But we kind of figured them out. We kind of figured them out at the end. Well, no, let me rephrase that. We never figured them out. But what we did do was we grinded hard enough to where we actually got a couple solid bites right at the end. So I think we had like 4 bites all day. That's like 1 per hour or less. That is what you call a grind. I'm gonna pick you guys up now that the ants have been dealt with. But yeah, so, hey, this is real fishing, guys. This is the real deal. It's, especially for all you young anglers out there, you know. This is what it's like. You know, you're not always gonna be able to go out and catch 10-pounder after 10-pounder, 5-pounders all day. It just doesn't work like that. And sometimes you can't even catch dinks. Like today, I would have been happy with a few dinks. Couldn't even get those. So luckily one of the 2 fish we caught was a 5.5-pounder. So that's a nice little thing to throw in the mix, and that certainly helped improve my mood at that time, but came back down to earth really quickly after that. But if you guys enjoy this straight up fishing video, no challenge, no gimmick or anything, make sure you let me know in the comment section. Also smash the thumbs up button and let me know that you like it, and I will make sure I do these kinds of videos more often, as well as the challenge videos and the gimmick videos, because you guys like those too. I've got more ants on me. Where are they coming from? Die, devil bug. All right, well, on that note, I want to put the camera down because apparently I'm like dancing around on top of an anthill or something. So I'm getting out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. On to the next outdoor adventure. Fist bump, I'm out.